Listen, I will also chastise myself, Ryan, because I realize that I'm somewhat of a hypocrite at times.
Mm-hmm.
For example, in the last episode, I was like, I hate Reddit. Reddit sucks. Reddit's the worst thing in the entire world. And now, stories from Reddit. So, I realize... Knock, knock.
Who's there?
It's the Heather and Ryan Show.
The Heather and Ryan Show who?
Yeah! Now that we got that out of the way, Ryan...
Yes.
This is the Heather and Ryan Show, where all we're trying to do is put you in a better mood by the end of the episode than you're in right now.
Right now. Until we play again, let's get ready to rumble. Welcome to our bubble.
You're just fucking with me now. That was ridiculous. My eyes got all big. I was staring right at you. I was looking into the camera and not at the screen, so that I was looking right at you and pointing like that to give you the cue for the one line. Welcome to our bubble.
Welcome to our bubble. Thank you.
So listen,
Thank
Ryan,
you for putting up with me, Heather.
You're welcome, because I'm perfect. So obviously, you have a lot of work to do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. True.
Ryan, I think that last episode, I really enjoyed the notes section, so we're bringing it back.
The notes section?
Notes before the game.
Oh, okay.
I'll just read the text to everyone. Here we go. Back up. Let's see here. Ryan texted me this the other day. I know what it is. Life took away my immaculate immune system and made me the world's greatest item finder. I have found 2 missing items from 2 family members that have been missing forever, and I found them. Next text. With ease. Ryan?
The greatest
Finding 2 lost items does not make you the greatest item finder of all time.
Well, that's on top of the other things that I have found so far. See, I've told you of the other one last week, right?
You found the wallet. You found Chloe's wallet.
Yes.
That's the only thing you found.
And then I found earbuds. Found earbuds that were missing. 2 sets. 2 sets of those. Found those. Easy peasy.
Wow.
One was right in the couch in the storage compartment, and the other one was in the couch between the cushions.
Ryan, I tell you what.
And I asked questions. When's the last time you remember having it? You know, what do you remember doing?
That is not... Okay, Mr. Greatest Detective in the World, that is a standard question that anybody you did in the last episode.
I did in the last episode, and that's why I said item finder, because, I thought about it, and, you put me in a crime scene, and I'm not going to know what to look for. I'm just going to be like,
but you'll probably find the murder weapon, though, because you know what I mean? With your new superpower... They'll just be like, we can't find the murder weapon. Go get Ryan McLeod. He'll find the murder weapon.
Call in the big guns. We need Ryan McLeod. Over.
I just wanted to chastise you for that.
Instead of release the hounds, it'll be release the cloud.
Release that doofus. Go get that idiot that can find shit for us. Listen, I will also chastise myself, Ryan, because I realize that I'm somewhat of a hypocrite at times. For example, in the last episode, I was like, I hate Reddit. Reddit sucks. Reddit's the worst thing in the entire world. And now, stories from Reddit. So I realize that I have to kind of be a little more fair. Okay, Reddit, I do get the stories from Reddit. I do like the stories on Reddit, but I don't actually go to the app. I just Google it and I screenshot them off the browser. And I will admit, sometimes when I'm trying to I can't find a tutorial anywhere. Actually, Reddit will have somebody who's asked the same question and the whole community answered it, and I'll find my solution. So it's not all bad. I just mostly don't like it. Mostly.
Right.
So I just thought I'd throw that out there.
It's a bit of an echo chamber.
That it is, Ryan. That it is. Now, enough about that, because we've got a game to play. We are on our second round of Taboo.
Yes, I should pull up some Taboo cards.
While you do that, I'll tell everybody how it works. We have a set of cards. At the top of each card is a word. Under that word, there's a list of words one might use to describe the top word. Ryan will attempt to get me to guess the word at the top of the card without using any of the words listed below it to describe it. For example, on the top of one card, the word chimney. Under that word is the following list of words: roof, smoke, brick, fireplace, Santa Claus. Ryan has to try to get me to guess chimney without using any of the words listed. And obviously he can't use the word at the top of the card, in this case, chimney, either.
Right.
He has to try to get me to guess as many as possible before the timer runs out. However many I correctly guess is how many points Ryan earns. Then we switch it around and it's my turn. Whoever gets the most points wins the ever-coveted Gloating Rights trophy.
Until... no.
For fuck's sake.
Until we play again. Until we play again.
I forgot to do this last episode, but it should be noted that we are playing a slightly modified game made best for audio purposes. And again, the game's called Taboo. It is by Hasbro Gaming and is available for purchase on shop.hasbro.com. Link in the description of this episode. They are not a sponsor. The current running score is Ryan 15, Heather 13. Ryan, are you ready for your first card that you're going to make me guess?
Yes.
Okay. Ready, set, go.
When someone has something that you don't have that you want, you can often feel
Jealous, envious, envy, green.
Go back to the first word and modify it.
Jealousy.
Yes.
Jealousy.
Yeah, okay. All right. It's a drumstick.
Chicken.
But the actual part of the chicken.
Leg.
But put those two words together.
Drum leg. Chicken leg.
Yeah. You sit on this to get rid of waste in your body.
Toilet.
Yes. You do this when you... fuck, I can't use either of those words. Okay, that makes this... it's I have to be overtime. Have to be.
Your time just ended.
Okay, awesome.
You got
That's
3,
3
bro.
points. All right.
3. All right. Not bad. That sucked. My turn.
How am I gonna describe that one? Thick. Okay. Yes, your turn, Heather.
Well, you've got a whole minute to kind of think about it, except now you have to guess these. What color should I do? Hold on. Ready?
Yes.
Set, go. Okay, so you used to love these when you were little, and you would get super excited if you saw one in the sky.
Airplane.
Close relative
Plane.
of. Nope, with a different kind of
Helicopter.
method of flight. Good. So you're in a vehicle and you smash into another vehicle.
Accident.
It's a
collision.
But another word for that? Another
Crash.
word for the word you... Good. Humpty Dumpty was one.
He was an egg.
Good. Okay, so this is the thing that somebody puts it on and they dance around at football games and everybody's
Mascot.
like, oh, good. Okay, so it's teeny tiny little bits of this get tossed at celebrations.
Confetti.
Time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you want to give me confetti?
I'll give you confetti.
Nice. 5 for me. So, Ryan, we are now tied at
Excellent.
18.
Great.
So we'll each do one more turn.
Okay,
one more turn.
Okay. I am ready.
And go.
Okay, so you have a sphere of this that's on a stand, and you use
globe.
Yes. It's a class in school that you can take and pretend to be someone that you're not, and you get to do it in front of
Drama?
people. Yes. Another class in school that's very exhausting physically.
PE, physical.
Yes. Oh, fuck!
Damn it.
Okay. You do this as a class, and you get in a big yellow vehicle, and you go out to a location.
Field trip.
Yes. It is a big room with a bunch. Oh man, no. This is all classroom themed, Heather.
I could tell, yeah.
I just realized that.
And your time is up.
What happened to the cards I found last week?
I have no idea, but they were better than these week's cards.
They were real taboo cards.
Ryan.
Yes.
You have 21 points. 21 points, and then I have 18. So as long as I get 4, I win this puppy.
Okay.
Get ready for it. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
On your mark. Get set. Go. So this is something that you should not say because
Swear word.
Somebody told you in confidence.
Secret.
And you... Good. I put a clear liquid in this, and then I put it on the stove.
Water? Boil.
And but it's the thing that I use to put that in.
Pitcher.
Cup. Then I put
faucet.
My little bags full of leaves in it.
Mug. Cup.
But it's the thing I make the stuff in.
Oh, kettle.
Right. Another word for that would be...
Teapot.
God. All right. It's something that you would eat in the morning. Perhaps you would
Oatmeal.
Yes. Da 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 da. Come on, you know that song. So
Frosty
he has
the Snowman.
A carrot.
Got it. That's copyrighted.
Oh, okay. There's no more time left.
Oh, you got your forehead.
I fucking won. Thank God.
Wait, did I? Oh, I got 2 rounds, and you got 2 rounds. Oh, yeah. Damn.
Do you want to do another round for fun? That doesn't count at all because I already won?
No.
Okay.
If it doesn't count, I don't want to do another one. Get out of here. Get out of here with your pity. Get out of here with your pity.
All right, now, Ryan, I want to do stories from Reddit.
Let's do it.
But first, Linguistics Minute.
Oh.
Okay. I encountered this video, which it's like a segment on PBS called Other Words. So it's just like a little, 5-10 minute linguistics videos, right? Mm. And one of the videos was called, Is R a Vowel? And I was immediately like, no, it's a consonant, you idiots. But then I watched the video, and I may have changed my mind. Check this out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So is R a vowel? In some dialects, yes, such as the one you and I speak, it is a vowel. There's 3 rules. There's 3 rules that make a vowel.
Uh-huh.
So rule number 1, the voice box has to vibrate. So if you put your hand on right under your chin, like on your throat, mm-hmm. while you're talking, you can feel the voice box vibrating. Right. So when you just make consonant sounds like t, t, k, you can't feel it vibrate, right?
Mm. Okay.
But when you say A, E, I, you can feel it vibrating. Try it.
A, E, I. But that's because oh.
So you make your sound, you can feel it vibrating, right? Now, Ryan, I hope everyone's doing this at home. Okay. Rule number 2, it has to be the central sound that gives the syllable its length and volume. So, for example, it's the sound you would sustain if you were singing it, like, can anybody find me somebody to love, right?
And then Ryan's
Check
like,
this out.
You know I'm right.
Or you know I'm right. See, you can sustain it. You can hold it out. It's got a central sound. Our singing is so bad. I hope everyone's not dying of ear death listening to this episode. Okay. And the third rule is that the entire vocal tract must be unobstructed. So, yeah, your tongue, your lips, your teeth, your hard palate, none of that stuff is closing to make the sound. If you pay close attention to where your tongue is, what your mouth is doing, and your palate, you can...
Yeah.
It's an unobstructed vocal tract.
Yeah.
Isn't that fascinating? That fascinated the hell out of me.
Well,
R is a freaking vowel.
It's funny because I've thought about R before specifically, just with that like being unobstructed, because like when you try to make it, you go, well, you kind of do push your tongue up to like the tip of your tongue, like yeah, like you kind of fold your tongue back, right, right, yeah,
right.
So it's like, but you can feel it not making contact, and so it's like, is that an obstruction or not an obstruction? Because like you can feel it making contact, but like not fully. It
doesn't fully, like there's air that can go through. That's another one you can do. Well, it's actually the opposite. It's when you make your consonant sounds, and if you hold your hand in front of your mouth, you can feel the air coming onto your hand, like t, p, t, p. But if you do a vowel, you don't feel the air. Right? Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh my God, R is a vowel. A-E-I-O-R. U, and sometimes Y.
I feel like we've carried this educational section on for too long.
Are you bored?
It's very fascinating, and I agree. I think that it is a vowel. After that, I am convinced.
Great, because now it's time, because I wanted to stay on theme.
Why, it's not a vowel. I thought that's where you were going. Sorry.
Oh, no. I was like, oh my God,
Bad
is he
joke.
now going to make a big argument with me about how it's not a vowel after we just decided we were moving on? All right. My dog needs to have attention. There she goes. Okay. Ryan, I wanted to stay on theme. So stories from Reddit. What are your most awkward, funny, embarrassing language moments / mistakes? I just wanted to be acknowledged of how cool it was that I kept it on theme.
That was very well done, Heather. Well done.
Thank you. I feel acknowledged.
You were a wonderful producer. And executive producer.
And CEO.
Creative director.
Genius. Keep saying, okay, I'm kidding. Here we go. From a deleted account. I was teaching English to French students a while ago, and while attempting to understand a very poorly written essay from a student, I came upon this sentence. I did it against my sandstone. It took me some time. Sandstone can be translated to grace in French. I'm going to pronounce all the French words wrong. Mm-hmm. A type of stone. So she actually pasted the sentence, Je l'ai fait contre mon gré, meaning I did it against my will, into some automatic translation service, and it gave her, I did it against my sandstone. And that's why you should not use AI for everything, folks.
I think you told me this story about myself, but apparently it was when we first moved to the U.S. and I was in what would be the equivalent of kindergarten. And I remember someone, like, I asked for a rubber. And yeah, and then the teacher was like, excuse me, and I was like, the rubber. And she's like, oh, you mean the eraser?
Oh yes,
yeah.
Aren't those fun? Those ones that mean a dirty word somewhere else.
Yeah,
like how in Britain they stroke a dog.
What does
They stroke the dog, Ryan.
Oh. Well, that's like choking the monkey.
Do they do that in Britain? No, I'm kidding. All right. From average human being. Early during my Japanese learning journey, I had the opportunity to talk to one of my future Japanese teachers. My speaking level felt a bit lower than what it usually was, so I wanted to let him know that I'm usually better at it, but since I was a bit nervous, I was struggling. I wanted to say, Sumimasen kinsho desu, which means, sorry, I'm nervous. What I said was, Sumimasen chinko desu, which means, sorry, I'm a penis. That must have been hilarious to them. From a deleted account.
Wonderful.
I taught English in a public elementary school in rural Bulgaria. I tried to use as much English as possible in class, but I was teaching young kids, so obviously I had to explain stuff or occasionally scold the kids in Bulgarian. They didn't know English. They didn't know enough English to understand, and honestly, classroom management in English wouldn't have been effective. Anyway, one day, one of my particularly naughty students kept turning around in his desk and talking to the girl behind him. I told him several times to knock it off, and finally, exasperated, I asked him something. They actually wrote it in the Bulgarian alphabet, which I cannot read, Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, this means, Petko, why are you backwards? But what I very quickly came to realize was that idiomatically, this means, Petko, why are you gay? This was probably the highlight of my 7th grader's academic year. No learning would be accomplished for the rest of the class period. From False Utopias. Good Lord. Well, earlier this year, I went to a restaurant with a German friend, excited about learning German. Wanted to speak in that glorious language, Sprudelwasser, when I really shouldn't have. Ended up saying, Ich schmeckt lecker, instead of Es schmeckt lecker. So instead of it tastes delicious, I said, I taste delicious.
Hell
Just
yeah.
thought that was fantastic. Just like, hey, I taste real good. Happy dinner. And finally from T. Sanifer. For the first 6 months of French, I pronounced pays, country, as I would pronounce pay in English. Well, thankfully, one of my language exchange partners informed me that I was saying pet, fart, instead of pays. I could only think of how often I went on about how much I love learning about other people's farts.
Oh,
Do you out there, do you have an embarrassing language mix-up story? Send it to us. You can email us at theheatherandryanshow@gmail.com. Or what else? Comment below on YouTube if you're on YouTube. If you are not on YouTube, if you're in a podcast app, you go to the description of this episode and click on the link to the YouTube video and leave your comment over there. I have you do that because that's the only place I'm going to see comments, okay? Mm-hmm. You go to our Facebook, Instagram, X. We're not there. I do nothing with those. And that's why we have no listener comments. I gotta at least put some social back up. It's getting ridiculous over here. I lost privileges on my YouTube channel because I haven't posted for so long.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Wow.
I know, it's a sad, sad day.
I didn't know they had restrictions like that.
Yeah, I don't actually know what I lost because I wasn't using much of anything, but they were definitely like, hey, here's an email and here's a notification. And we just definitely want you to know that you definitely suck and you lost privileges. Thanks, Heather. It said those exact words in it.
So weird.
This has been a short episode, especially because I'm probably editing like 10 minutes out of it. Let's see. Let's do one other thing. You know what? You know what? It's okay. Here's what we're going to do. We spent a lot of time trying to find cards, so I'm not going to leave that in. That's boring as hell. But how about this, Ryan? How about this? Let's bring back an old segment real quick to end with so we don't shortchange everybody and make a really short episode. we're gonna do the question of the week, which I will find on the internet. Random generate question. Where is the last place you've been where you felt completely out of place? I've got an answer to that question.
I can't even say mine.
You can't?
Nope.
You can't say that you can't say something when we're on a podcast recording. That gives me more stuff to edit out.
But it was the last time that I felt completely out of place.
Can you give me a hint? Was it at a gathering?
Yes, it was at a gathering of people.
Was it at a work gathering?
No.
Family gathering?
Yes.
Your wife's family gathering?
Yes.
Is it because they all speak Romanian and you don't?
That was part of it, yes.
Okay.
But
were
not
they
the part
looking
that,
at you and laughing and pointing?
Because they still include me in the conversation. Like
Oh, okay.
if they find themselves like talking Romanian quite a bit, like either Rebecca will just start translating for me, or they'll realize what they're doing and then include me.
I bet she has some embarrassing language mix-up stories. You should hit her up for our podcast.
Yeah, I never thought of that. I'm trying to think of like one that...
I cannot remember. I actually thought of an answer to that question and then couldn't. Now I can't remember it after your story. But you know what? Here's another question. Do you think you're more like your mom or your dad?
We all know the answer to this question for me.
You're more like dad.
Yes.
I think I'm also more like dad. But then I'll do things and I'll be like, oh, just totally reminded myself of mom. Like the way that I'll say something or physically, like I was rooting through my wallet the other day.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, oh my God, this is how mom roots through her wallet. I don't know why. Like, I just remember, like, I don't know, such a weird thing to compare, but.
Well,
Oh,
go ahead. Sorry.
No, you go.
I was saying, I have that photo of me posing when I was sporting the mustache. I had shaved my beard and left a mustache for a 70s themed birthday party. And so I left the mustache, and I happened to find an old picture of Dad with a mustache doing his silly grin. And so I copied the grin, and then got a picture of me next to the photo. And it's like I look just like Dad. It's ridiculous.
I hate this story.
Why?
Because I have a very tenuous connection to looking like one of our parents, and it happens to be Dad.
Right.
And you look very much like Mom. And you look exactly like Dad. You somehow look like both of our parents, and I look like neither of them. It makes me feel adopted, and I don't like that story.
I see the features on Mom's side, especially with the eyes, and I think the nose is all like Mom's side.
It's completely Mom, yeah.
But for the most part, I mean, I even laugh like Dad now. Like it's like a carbon copy laugh of Dad. It's weird.
Oh my God, I laugh like Mom. Mom cough laughs. She I cough if I'm lying down. If I'm lying down and I laugh, I laugh exactly like Mom. We turned into our parents. What
Mom's laugh sounds like.
It's like, ha 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 ha. That was a super bad impression. That was terrible. It's a hearty laugh. She has a hearty laugh. We all do.
Well done, Heather. Reminded me of Mom. Brought back all the memories of her laughing. Yeah.
Just like that.
Nailed
it's amazing. It. So, I know it. Ryan, what's a weird smell you find appealing?
I mean, I think Marmite, right?
Yeah, that's my first thought too. It's very yeasty. I remember I was in science lab at school, and we had to use yeast for some experiment we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a can of it there because people would do this experiment often. And it cracked it open. And everybody was like, oh, God, that smell. And I was like, it smells like Marmite. Like, whiffing it in. I really enjoyed the smell of it.
Oh, boy.
I did.
No, I was gonna shoot. What was I gonna say? Oh yes, gasoline. I mean, I think that one's kind of cliche because a lot of people like the smell of gasoline, but I do really like the smell of gasoline. Like, that's one of those smells that you shouldn't like the smell of. You know what I mean? Like, it should not be a pleasant smell, but yet somehow it really is.
It's a smell that we should be afraid of. Like, it should make us go, danger. Instead, we're like, gasoline.
It also depends on the context, too. Like, if you smell gasoline and there shouldn't be any gasoline where you're at, then it's going to raise red flags. But, you know, I mean, there was one time I was filling up our generator for my welder because I was doing some field welding. And I somehow managed to, like, miss and splash, like, gasoline all over me. And so ended up having to not weld for a while and let it dry out. And then it seemed to be okay. I did not catch on fire for the amount of gasoline that I poured on myself. So there was that.
Good stuff.
But I still enjoyed the smell. But smelling it while I was welding was very nerve-wracking.
I bet it was. I bet. And everybody around you was freaking out like, I smell gas. I smell a gas leak. You're like, it's just me, guys. No, you got
the generator going, so everybody just assumes it's coming from the generator.
Yeah. I was going to say, actually, one time I was watching a movie, and somebody came, like at the theater, somebody came down and sat next to me, and I was overwhelmed by this smell. Like, I was like, is that cologne or gasoline? I could not decide if it was cologne or gasoline. And maybe it's because he was wearing cologne, or I don't know what, but I had to move away because I was starting to get a headache from it.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I heard him talking to somebody like, I was rushing at the gas station to make it on time for the movie, and I spilled it all over myself. I was like, oh, that explains. Yeah. So that was like, I usually enjoy the smell, but like if it's super heavy in your face, ooh, it's awful.
Yeah,
it's awful.
That would get obnoxious. And the fumes, too, probably coming from it, too, is probably also what was making you feel the way that you were feeling. I was going to say one thing I got from Dad is my ultra sensitivity to fragrance. Like,
okay.
Yeah, it's like you put on a little bit of perfume, like upstairs, and it sucks because I live with 3 girls. Well, you know, I guess 2 women and a girl. Whatever. I live with 3 females. There we go. I live with 3 females, 2 teenagers. They all like perfume. They all like it. So every now and again, I'll be downstairs minding my own business, and the next thing I know is my face is being attacked by fragrance, and I can taste it in my mouth. And they swear up and down it was just a spritz. I'm like, doesn't taste like a spritz.
Doesn't taste like a spritz. That's hilarious. I think there's I have no such sensitivity to fragrance. I'm not going to lie, a good cologne does something to me. Like the most unattractive man on earth could appear before me, and if he smells like cologne, I'm like, hello. How are you today?
I absolutely hate cologne. I think cologne smells really awful. There's not a cologne that I like. You know what smell I do like? It's fresh, and it's a spray-on deodorant, and it's a female deodorant. It's Dove 100. Not a sponsor.
Dove 100.
Dove 100.
You use it?
I use it every day. Like it keeps nuts. Me fresh and dry, and it's a light, like just a light fragrance, like a soft smell, a gentle smell. You know, not like some Ryan, overpowering like Old Spice deodorant. Like I hate Old Spice. So strong.
I like Old Spice. My husband also hates Old Spice. I like the smell of Old Spice. I think it's great. I'm so tired I forgot what I was going to say, but I will say this. Free advice as we wrap it up here. Before I give free advice, please subscribe and follow and like.
Please.
Please. We lost a subscriber on YouTube, so if anyone wants to hit us up over there, it hurts. We're not even at 100 yet. We're not even at 40
That's why you got penalized.
Because we're not at 100
Because
subscribers?
you weren't posting videos and you lost a subscriber.
Oh, maybe that's why. Maybe we lost a subscriber because I wasn't posting videos.
Right.
I think it's entirely possible.
Yeah,
I got to get to work. All right, listen, if you've got a YouTube channel, thank you. If you've got a YouTube channel, make sure you post videos regularly or YouTube will take your privileges away. If you wear heavy cologne, lighten it up a little.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say is the problem here. Here's your free advice for you. If you wear perfume or cologne, listen, a little bit goes a long way. Just because you don't smell it anymore doesn't mean that everybody else around you no longer smells it. Believe me when I say that fragrance, a spritz in the morning, will last you all day long. Everybody will smell it and you will be pleasant to be smelt.
And, you know, you shouldn't be able to be smelled from 100 feet away.
Yes.
And if somebody hugs you, they shouldn't smell like you for the rest of the day.
Yes.
That's too much.
You don't have to power it on there. If you're powering it on there to cover something up, just take a bath. Take a shower. Whatever it is. Take care of yourself.
Throw some deodorant on.
Yeah.
Air it out down there. You know.
We all know.
This has been Hygiene Minute. And
it's been a very educational podcast today, Heather.
Have yourself out there.
Merry
Thank you,
little
Ryan.
Christmas.
Have yourself a merry little wonderful smelling time. Until
we play again.